We're here today looking at the new TiVo Stream, which is about to become available for sale. Should be in people's hands today. The Stream is TiVo's new little box that connects to your network and lets you stream or download recorded TV shows or live TV to any of your iDevices, the iPhone, the iPod Touch, or the iPad. And we're just going to give you a quick hands-on walkthrough. To set it up, it's very easy. Simply go to the home screen of your iPad, go to the App Store, and you have to update to the latest version of the TiVo app. Once you have the TiVo app installed, after you update it, the setup of the Stream itself is very simple. You simply plug it into your router with an Ethernet cable, and your Premiere also has to be connected via Ethernet or over MoCA via coax. It can't be wireless. But let's start up the app. And what typically happens the first time you connect the Stream to the network is it will automatically launch this screen I'm tapping right now. And I'm going to click on the TiVo Stream setup. And it goes out, it finds the Stream, and it pairs it with your Premiere. Now if you buy it from TiVo, it's already activated. If you buy it somewhere else, you'll have to activate it online first. So at this point, it's testing buffering on the network, and the Stream will be set up in a few seconds. And we're done. It was that simple. So we click here, we can go to shows, and now we can browse our shows, and we could take Doctor Who, for example. And it gives us a couple options. One is we can watch on the TV, but we can also watch on the iPad. And it takes a few seconds to set up the streaming session. And we're in a spot in a house right now where we have really good wireless signal. But I have to say, even when we were in parts of the house which didn't have a good wireless signal, the TiVo app has been very resilient dealing with bad wireless, much more so than other streaming video apps on the iPad. So as you can see here, you have all of the same controls that you're used to on your TiVo and the TV. There's the skip back, 8 seconds. You can fast forward 30 seconds through, which is really handy when you come up against commercials. You can also use finger gestures to do the same thing, so I can swipe ahead with a right swipe, a left swipe does the 8-second replay. One of the nice things they did too is even things like closed captioning have been built in from the get-go. You can also display the info banner. Now one of the other things, if you saw our unboxing video, we talked about seeing the Dolby Digital Plus logo on the retail packaging, and after talking to TiVo, we actually found out that it does stereo. It doesn't do Dolby Digital Plus, even if an Android tablet supports it. So that's something that we're not going to see in the packaging going forward. But we can get out of this right here. And one of the things you should see too, I'm just going to jump ahead. Hopefully you've already seen this episode of Doctor Who. I'm going to jump ahead and you just see how quick it is to respond. And even when the wireless connection isn't as good, it does a pretty good job of handling problems in the connection. So we're done here. The other option you have is you can also download the content. So you see there's a download button here. It gives you two choices. Best quality, so 1 hour episode here is taking up 1 gigabyte, or standard quality, 630 megabyte. It also tells you, which is nice right here, how much space is left on your iPad. You see I don't have much. I have 1.48 gig left. Takes about 15 to 17 minutes or so to download a 1 hour high-res episode, quicker when you go up to the lower resolution. Being a fan of great video and audio, I'm always going to go for the higher resolution. But if you just want to squeeze as much as possible in there, you're going to get some pixelization. If you go for the lower quality, I'm going to cancel out. The other option you have is to watch a show that's currently on live TV. So if you tap on the guide and you find a show that you're interested in watching, so let's just browse the guide and we'll just jump to CNN, and I'll say watch now on the iPad, and it'll actually start recording the show. So that's kind of a drawback, that anytime you grab a tuner, it has to actually record the show. So there's going to have to be some cleanup you'll have to do, or your DVR will tend to fill up faster. If you do stop watching, though, you'll notice there's actually an option here for stop recording. So that way things won't get too out of control. So for those of you who like to see how things work under the hood, one of the interesting things I've noticed is if you go into the setup menu here, you'll see there's the stream setup, which we looked at before, but there's also a system information window. And if you go in here, it's very similar to the account information window that's on the TiVo device. It shows the TSN of the device, the name, what version of the software you're running. This box also will do a phone home, so to speak, like a regular TiVo. You see the make service call right there. You can restart the box. It tells you how many active mobile devices there are. Right now we have 2 out of 50. So if I actually click on this other button here, which says full system information, it'll jump me over to a web browser, and it gives me a really in-depth screen about the device and what clients are connected. You could release the clients. So lots of interesting info for those folks who like the details. So the other encouraging thing is that there will be software updates to the box. Down the road, one of the things you'll notice actually when you plug the box in the first time is that there is a little bit of a fan noise spinning. Not too noticeable, especially since you're probably not going to have it near your TV, but there is going to be a software update that that controls that fan a little bit better. And the box is capable of doing a lot more as far as audio and video quality is concerned. I think really the limiting factor right now is what tablets are capable of, but TiVo has told us that the box is capable of streaming out higher resolutions. It's also capable of streaming out surround sound. So anyway, to wrap up, this is the TiVo Stream. We really like it a lot. It looks like TiVo's put together a solid product offering. Wish the price was a little bit lower than $130. But if you have bought into cable as your primary way of watching TV, like most of us have, and you're not spending money on streaming services, this really kind of rounds out the cable offering. It lets you not only watch on all your mobile devices throughout the home, but it lets you take all of your content on the road with you, be it on an airplane, you're on a trip, or more importantly, somewhere that doesn't have a really robust internet connection. You can load up a bunch of content and take it with you, and the quality is pretty good. So thanks a lot, and that's been our hands-on overview of the TiVo Stream.